Hey, Joe. How are you, bro? Good to see you. You all right?
How long you been here, David?
I got here July 28th, 2021,
You're from Kensington?
from South Philly. I was in prison for 3 years before I came here. And what got me into prison was my addiction. I was addicted to Percocets, and I wasn't the type of person to sit in sorrow and wait for something to happen.
Okay.
I would try to go make it happen on my own strength. So instead of sitting there waiting for a solution, I went out and found my own solution, and that was burglarizing houses. And when I came to the Rock, my dad picked me up from prison, and 2 weeks later, that's when I gave my life to the Lord. There's an event going on called Rock the Block. And at the event, we cleared the whole street out. There's not a needle on the ground. There's not a gunshot in sight. And a kid can just come out here and be a kid. And, we got the moon bounces going on. And it was just a beautiful day in Kensington. And in the middle of it, Buddy did an altar call. He said, if there's anyone here that wants to surrender their life and give their life to Jesus, let's do it today. And it was just like a wave of silence came over. And I could just feel the Lord speak to my heart. My dad had his granddaughter, my niece, on his shoulders, and he just looked at me and he was like, yup. And I just knew, and I shot to the ring, and I went to the ring, and I'm crying, and I just gave my life to the Lord. And then I didn't notice it at the time, but when I look back, what happened was the Lord, I was the first one to enter the ring. But the effect of that, I look back now, and after that, there was like 15 to 20 young kids that came into the ring after that. So as time went on, I started to pick up what God was putting down. Like, I'm gonna use your old life, David, that you were stark in darkness for, and I'm gonna use that wasted life, and I'm gonna use it for good. Because these kids in Kensington need to see what it looks like to a kid that was addicted, robbing houses, mom and dad. Mom was a smoker, dad was a doper. Now they both live for Jesus. I'm going to use your life, David, to show these kids what it's like to not be a product of your environment, but to be a product of the gospel. And that's what he did in my life, and that's what he's continuing to do. Me and my wife got married. We used to live in sin. We've been together 9 years. And she, thank you so much. We got married October 7th of last year. But it didn't just happen like that. Like, when I came home, she put money on my books every day. She bailed me out. One time she always made sure when I came home from jail that I had somewhere to stay. She always made sure that she was with me. So God showed me how much he loved me by working through her before we knew him. Now you're allowing accountability to come into your life. And when you allow accountability to come into your life, by that principle alone means that what you're doing in your life, now you got to look at your own heart. You got to say what's wrong and what's right. What do I got to stop? What do I got to do? What do I got to give up? And what do I got to step into? I had to do that myself.
So taking responsibility.
100%. And I'm not downplaying or shedding light on anyone's life that was hard. I lived in crack houses. We had so many addresses. We walked around and we lived in different places. I'm not saying it's easy, but at some point when the rubber hits the road, a man and a woman has to make that choice.
So growing up, a lot of people around